Hi friends, welcome to Knowledge Share. Today we are going to see part 4 PnP Listview control. So this Listview control will help us to display SharePoint list items or files from document libraries in a same structure like how SharePoint is displaying in the list or document library. And this control is provided by the community. So we will see how we can use this control to display the list items in SharePoint framework projects. And I'll give you some more information on how you can use the properties. There are so many properties available, and let us see how we can use the different properties. And also in the next part, I will show you how you can extend this list view control. Let us dive into the demo and then we'll proceed with the code. As always, this is the PnP GitHub site where you can find all the controls, and today we are going to see about the list view control, and you can see all the information about how the control looks and how you can use the control whether with the SharePoint list items or the document libraries. And here they have mentioned how to use this control with all the properties. And if you see the properties here, there are many properties, and if you look at the required, you can use it or you may not. So it is, nothing is mandatory, all are non-mandatory. So it's based on your requirement. You can choose these properties to use it. So I will show you few of the properties which I have used in this demo. So the next is regarding the view field. For each individual field, what are all the properties you can set. So these are all the properties that you can set, and here the name is the mandatory property required. Other than name, all the other properties are non-mandatory. For grouping, there are two properties which are required, and the group order is ascending or descending. So these are all some basic information you can find here. I have also written a blog post on the list view control. So you can also go through this blog post, which I have provided all the information regarding the list view control with the sample code. The same I'm going to show it in the demo, and I will walk you through the code in this demo. So let us see the demo first, and then we will dive into the code. So this is, let me navigate to my list. So this is a sample demo site, and here you can see the case master list, which is a very simple list with a list of multiple columns like case ID, CIF number, status, case status, branch, and many other fields. And it has different field types: text, choice, yes or no column, peoples and groups. So we will be using this list, and we will see how we can display these items. Pretty much the format of the list view control will be same like SharePoint one, but it's very close to it, but it may not be 100% same. But we can also design many other functionalities like search, grouping, context menu, and other things. Some of the properties which I will show in this demo. For the advanced properties like context menu, paging, I will show it in the next demo. Okay, let us go to the page here, and this is the page where I am rendering the case master list items. So if you see here, so these are all the items I am rendering, and I have just used only 4 fields: case ID, case status, business segment, and created by. This is a single line of text, and this is a choice column, and this is a choice column, and this is a peoples and groups. And I have also implemented the search. So when you type in the search, so it will automatically filter the items. So here I have implemented the search for almost all the columns, I guess. Yes, almost for all the columns. For example, this is the case ID search, and I have shown you the case status search, and you can also search via business segment. So almost all the columns are searchable, and I have also implemented grouping based on the peoples and groups. So this is very simple, and when you scroll over it, so it will automatically lazy load. So since we have only 100 plus items, so it's already displayed all the 100 plus items, but if there are more items in the list, then when you scroll down, so it will lazy load the items by automatically, so you don't have to do anything. Okay, so this is just a simple demo of how you can use the list view control to display items from SharePoint list. Now let us dive into the code. Here I have created a web part named Listview demo, and this is a webpart.ts file. So here if you look at it, I have just imported the module PnP SP, and for that mod to use PnP SP to communicate with SharePoint. So I have declared the factory object, and on the init method I have used the current context and assign it to the SPFx so that I can get the SP object. And this object is very much required with this context so that I can use this object to query the list. So if you see the other default code, I haven't much changed anything, and I'm just passing this object as a property to the component. And here these are all on theme changed. I haven't changed anything on this, and the properties also there is nothing I have added. So here I have hard coded the list to make the demo very simple. I have hard coded the list, but what you can do is you can also use some of the property controls which are provided by the community to use to get the list dynamically based on the selection. And this is the property file where these are all the default properties which are available out of the box when the project is created, and this is the extra SP object. I am passing it to the component, and this is the actual component. So here I am using list view, iView field, selection mode, and other properties from this control, list view control, and I have used selective imports from the PnP SP. Since I am retrieving items only from the list, I am just using the webs list and items. I don't want to import the entire module. So here these are all the state variables. One is for loading to show the loading text while retrieving the items, and here I have used React hooks from UI Fabric. There are so many React hooks available, and one of my favorite is use boolean. So here you can use the state variable loading, and the React hooks for use boolean has set true and set false, where you can pass in the callback method and set the boolean value. So here for the initial purpose I have just set it as true. If you want to hide this loading, you can just call this method hide loading, or if you want to display the loading again, you can just call it as display loading. And next is list items, where all the list items will be stored in this state. And view fields. So this is the view fields which I have been using it to display in the list view control. The name, display name, what is the minimum and maximum width, and whether while rendering you need to sort these items or not. So I have just enabled sorting as true. So likewise, this is case status, business segment, and if you look here, this name is the internal name which will be looped or searched in our state. So I have expanded the author column, and I have displayed the author.title, and the display name is created by. And here group fields is, I have just given the name as author.title and then used the ascending order. And this is the actual method which will query the case master list items. I'm using only these 4 fields. So it's always recommended to give the fields whichever it is required. If you didn't give the select statement, all the 46 plus columns will be retrieved, which will increase the load, or which may even affect the performance. So here I'm expanding the author, and then I'm getting the list items. So there is no paging kind of a thing provided, which I will show you in the next demo. So once the items are retrieved, I'm just storing it in the list item state, and I'm just calling the hide loading. And this is the function where you can call when the items are selected. So this is just to show you which item you have selected, and maybe you can use the selected item and you can enhance the functionality. So this will be very useful when you have a custom button or context menu where you want to show the information of the list item, or you want to have any other functionalities based on the selection. And on the load, this is a use effect. So I am just loading the items using the use effect method. So this will be triggered when the component loads. So if you see all of my demo, I am a huge fan of React hooks. So all my demo, I'll be using the React hooks instead of a normal class component framework. So this is the entire component where I'm just displaying some message, and before loading, I'll just display loading, please wait. So once the items are queried from the SharePoint list, then it will display the list view. So here on the list view, these are all the couple of properties: items, where I'll be assigning the list items; view fields, what are all the fields we need to show it on the UI; compact, if it is a compact view, then it will squeeze the page space and then it will show you the items. Selection mode, you can make it as multiple or single or none. So multiple, single or none. If it is multiple, you can select more than one item. So if it is single, you can select only one item. If it is none, then you won't be able to select any item. So there won't be any checkbox displayed here. If you see, so I can select multiple. So if I select single, so you will be able to select only one item. If I select none, if I put it as none, then you won't be able to see this checkbox. Selection, this is the callback method, I'll be calling it. So whenever the items are selected, it will trigger that function. So if you see here, I'm just showing the items. So when it is selected, so it will just display the items in the console. So let me open the console. So when I just select this item, so you can see it will display the entire item property. So whatever the fields I have requested, it will return all the properties, and you can use any property to add on to your business logic. So this is the select item method. Show filter is the search enablement. So if you select false, if you give false for the show filter attribute, then you can't see the search. And this is the placeholder. So the search placeholder will be displayed when the filter placeholder, based on the filter placeholder text. And sticky header is something when you scroll through the different item, the header is stick on the top. So if you make it as false, then when you scroll through it, you cannot see the header. So if you want to see the header, then you have to scroll to the top. So please make sure that you use the sticky header always. So group by fields is, we have already declared the group by fields. So based on this group by fields, the items will be grouped. I think you can maximum use 2 to 3 fields, I guess. So here I have used only one. Maybe you can give a try using multiple fields for grouping, so that it will show sub-level grouping items. So that's it. So this is the very simple demo on how to use the Listview control. In my next demo, I will show you how you can enhance this Listview control, adding a context menu and adding a paging. Because here we are just displaying only 100 plus items in case if you have thousands and thousands of items. So I don't want your users to scroll through different items. In that case, you can display paging, maybe 10-20 items per page, and then you can use the select. Based on the filter also, the paging will change. Thank you guys. I hope you have learned something. So please make use of this Listview control. Do not try to create it from the scratch. So these controls are provided by community, so it's very helpful and very useful, and it's a very big community, and you can always get help from the community in case if you have any issues with the control. I hope you have learned something, guys. Thank you for your time. See you on the next video. So if you really like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you. See you in the next video.